What's going on, guys? Spud here, and welcome to episode 26 of the Roundup. In today's episode, the Call of Duty League is back, and it is time for the first ever CDL minor tournament with a small cash prize and CDL points on the line. With a single elimination bracket, which we will explain, we will be doing our predictions for the first ever tournament and who I think will take this victory. We'll also be looking at a roster change, a two-man roster change for the Vegas Falcons, which includes their best player leaving for personal reasons, temporarily. And that's obviously Kicks Khalid. And we're also going to have a slight bit of Counter-Strike, which we're going to start with because the NiKo to Falcons move is now official. And Monazi has not gone to Falcons, he stays on G2. If you do enjoy this episode, please do drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And let's just get straight into it. Obviously, we're going to be back with these weekly uploads now for most of the season. Most of the season now, it will be a episode a week. So they're going to come thick and fast now that we've had that long break. I don't like the long break personally as well, because you wait like a few months for the season to start. You get 2 weeks of Call of Duty and then you miss 3 weeks, and now we're back. Obviously, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so it'll be out tomorrow. So Wednesday. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So we are going to start with the NiKo stuff. So G2 obviously put a post out saying that he was leaving. Obviously, everyone's known for months that he was leaving after the Shanghai Major, where he obviously won 3 IEM titles and 2 Blast World finals. And it was just a little
back in his most sports days, was surrounded by teammates that
montage.
just couldn't compete to his level.
Oh, NiKo, you are unreal! Nobody does it like him.
G2 as an option was probably one of the best CSGO teams at the point. They were probably like the clear choice for me to join.
An ace for NiKo, his second in this series.
He was always like being the best rifle, I think, in the game.
Yeah, he probably has been the best rifler for his time. But obviously didn't win that major with G2. He's now going to be on the Falcons team, and obviously Falcons have had really bad Counter-Strike results since forming a team. You know, they've spent a lot of money in the past. Obviously the fee here is about $1.2 million on the release clause, so obviously very nice money for G2. Of course, and I think it is a record for esports for the biggest like payment to buy a player. You know, we're talking a lot of money in this instance. And then obviously Falcons put their... Why is it so loud? Falcons obviously put their post out. And there he is, obviously in that Falcons jersey. Why did I click on it again? So yeah, NiKo joins Falcons. He puts today I start a new exciting chapter with Falcons. Happy to give my best and do everything to achieve the goals. He obviously thanks G2 because they've been brilliant. And Monzi replies, sad to see you go. Thanks for everything you've done. Yeah, and obviously these two are a brilliant duo. Obviously G2 is probably my favourite Counter-Strike team, so I'm disappointed to see him go. And obviously that replacement will be announced in due course. There was also the actual whole Falcon roster now has been announced. So they've gone for a triple up from Heroic. They've got Dexter, Kai-san and Tesses. It's not terrible, but I don't think this team will be winning a major anytime soon. But I think they'll be better than the Falcons team of late. So that's it for Counter-Strike. Let's move on to Call of Duty, which is what most people here obviously want to see. So as I mentioned, there was some stuff with Falcons. So a roster statement here from Luty, the coach. We want to provide our support with an update on recent roster changes. So Kicks has temporarily stepped away from matters and is returning to Saudi Arabia. Confident this is only temporary. Yep, they better be because he's their best player by some distance. And they are doing some rotation. So King of Body has been benched. And so and Kix has left. So now there's a couple of new players in the academy team, including Frosty, who's been in challenges the last few years as well. He's not actually from Saudi Arabia. I think he's from Pakistan. But he's obviously, you know, he can speak Arabic, so it works for them. So yeah, that's basically the Falcons situation. And also it was Doom and WXSL. They were the two newcomers, so we'll have to see how they do. Now, I don't normally talk about scrims on an episode of the Roundup. I don't think I ever have really mentioned scrims that much because it's only scrims. But obviously with FaZe's really poor start to the season, this is quite a worry that they had a 8 hard points with Omit, who are a challengers team, and Omit won 6 of them. It was 6-2 to Omit, which I'm just gonna like that because that is crazy. I get that it's only scrims, and I know that Optic lost the hard point at the EWC against the challengers team. But to lose 6 of the 8 is quite a surprise. But the 2 that they did win weren't like really close. But then again, some of the results that Omit had, you know, they won quite comfortably by the looks of it. And you know, it is a bit of a surprise that we're seeing this. If we actually look at some of the stats, like Fellow, obviously, who was in the CDL last year with the Royal Ravens, putting up nearly a double positive KD with 48 eliminations is just... I forget it's eliminations and not kills for scrims, obviously, but it's kills for the CDL. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring this up because how are FaZe going to cope in this minor tournament is basically what I'm looking at here, because obviously the main part of this episode is the minor tournament predictions. There isn't really much, like I said, during this break, the only thing is the Falcons changing, and that's it. I mentioned already about Rewind being taken out of the map pool for Hacienda, and now there's 3 control maps. Interesting to see how much Hacienda we do get to play, get to watch the pros play this week, I should say. This is actually also the first video of 2025, I think. I'm pretty sure it is anyway, so hopefully you've all had a great new year. I should have mentioned that before. But yeah, really surprising statistics here for a scrim. Yeah, it's only scrims. Like, if you see some of the other scrims, like Optic played LAG and it was 4-1 to Optic. Not LA. I know it's classed the count as LAG still, gentlemates. I just call them gentlemates, if I remember to anyway. But yeah, it's only scrims at the end of the day. So, just so if you're unaware, we've got the format breakdown here for the minor tournament. So it's a 3-day tournament, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A single elimination bracket in the seedings based on the CDL standings. Results of minor tournaments do not impact major seeding. So for example, if Gentlemates went 4-3 and Gentlemates went like, is it, how many online matches are there this season? I actually don't know. It's 7, isn't it? I think it's 7 still. So if Gentlemates went 4-3 and Miami Heretics went 4-3, but Miami did better in the minor, it doesn't make a difference. It all just comes down to the normal stuff. This has no impact on major seed. The only impact this has is obviously the CDL points for the for making champs, which we're going to talk about now. So these are the prizes. So if you get semi-finals, you get 10 CDL points. Obviously that helps the smaller teams in the trying to get the champs. But obviously your Optics, your LA Thieves, your FaZes are definitely not going to be caring about 10 CDL points. The runner-up gets 20 CDL points, which again, if a team can go on a run like Royal Ravens perhaps, or Gentlemates, that's good. That's basically winning 2 online normal matches, 20 CDL points. And then the winning team gets $20,000 and 30 CDL points. So that's $5,000 per player. For a small online tournament is not bad, and it's a good way of getting a bit more excitement into the league. I'm really looking forward to this personally, but I think it's weird, right? Because I would have more hype if this was a normal online week where you've got your online matches that make an impact on champs. But I think once the minor tournament starts, it'll be a lot better. So there's obviously going to be 4 games that will obviously start the minor tournament off on the Friday, and then we'll have the rest throughout the week. So I can only really do like predictions based off what I think the scores are going to be. Now I actually don't know for sure if it's a best of 5 or a best of 7 for the final. That's the only thing I'm not 100% sure on, so you might need to double check that if you want to know. I will do predictions for both if it's a best of 5 or a best of 7. It obviously isn't going to be a best of 9, that's only champs final, which is a bit of a shame because I think we should do best of 9s for all majors, but like major finals, grand finals, but yeah. Right, let's just get straight into it then. So I'm going to just not have the webcam on for this bit. I never do for when we do the brackets, just so you can see the whole bracket in perfect condition. So the first 4 matches will be the people that do not get a bye into the next round, because there's no losers bracket because it's single elim. So obviously because Boston Breach beat Optic, they get the head-to-head advantage, and obviously as it said on that format, the major split standings impact the minor tournament. So because Carolina Royal Ravens are first as it stands, they're the number 1 seed. Thieves 2, Ultra 3, and Boston Breach 4. And then it's obviously like Optics 5th, Falcons are 12th, and stuff like that. You know, it'll make more sense. I think it does make sense, but maybe I'm not explaining it very well. I've always struggled to explain stuff in the correct way. So on Friday's matches, the Friday matches will be these 4 on the left: Surge Cloud9, Optic Falcons, Heretics FaZe, Rocket Gentlemates. And then I assume that the Saturday matches will be Ravens versus the Surge Cloud winner, Breach versus the Optic Falcons winner, Thieves versus Heretics FaZe winner, and Ultra versus Rocket Gentlemates winner. And then that would be my assumption for Saturday, because they have to have enough content. And then Sunday's final, Sunday will be Champs Sunday. I know it's not really a proper Champs Sunday because it's a minor ton, but it's still a Champs Sunday. You could win some nice cash, of course. It'll be the semi-finals and then the final. It's nice that on the bracket here you can actually predict the winner. You can put the winner here yourself with the champions underneath. Normally we have to do that ourselves because of how big the bracket is. Because you've got the losers bracket as well. So, without further ado, let's get straight into my prediction. So, I assume now that it will be a best of 7 for the final, because I just think it would be stupid not to. I don't think it would just be quite a short broadcast if it was only 3 matches for a Championship Sunday. So we have Seattle Surge versus Cloud9. So obviously Cloud9 have been a bit iffy so far, I would say, if that's the right word to say, probably not. Surge have looked okay, but not like dominant. I'm gonna go with. I actually can't remember who I predicted to win this. Oh yeah, I've got it here. So I think this will go to a game 5, and I'm gonna go 3-2 to Cloud9. So Cloud9 will get into the quarterfinals. That is my prediction. And then we have Optic Falcons. I'm sorry to say to the Falcons, but this is going to be a 3-0 to Optic, especially with no Khalid on the team now, no kicks. I just don't see anything really going here for Falcons, unfortunately. Even though they've not looked terrible, you know, they won a control against FaZe, then they're not going to win a map here. Swift exit in the minor tournament. Then we have Miami Heretics versus FaZe. Obviously, we talked about FaZe's scrim issues so far, but I'm going to go with FaZe here. I think they'll win this 3-1. And then we have got Rocker versus Gentlemates, which is actually quite a tough one to predict. But I'm going to go with Gentlemates finally winning a match because they are currently 0-4. I think. I'm pretty sure they're 0-4. But I'm going to go with the Gentlemates to finally win a CDL match, even though it wouldn't obviously get them the 10 points that they probably want. But that would be our quarterfinal lineup for the Saturday. So this is where it gets a bit tougher, I think. Yeah, this one will be a bit tougher, I think, but oh, hang on. I'm not going to be able to see it. Right, yeah, this one's going to be tough. Royal Ravens versus Cloud9. The thing is, can Royal Ravens, right, honestly, can Royal Ravens keep up this, like, looking absolutely unreal? Because at this moment in time, I think they could beat anyone. You know, as long as Gwyn and TJ Halley are playing well, they are really, really, really making it difficult for other people. And the fact that it's not even just Gwyn and TJ Halley, but like Slasher has looked absolutely amazing. Like I'm really, 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 really surprised by how good Slasher's been recently. You know, I thought it was a bit of a was it going to be a good move? Obviously replacing ultimately he was replacing Clayster's role. But let me tell you, so far it's worked absolute wonders for them. And I do expect them to beat Cloud9 3-1 here. I think Cloud9 might take the S&D. But yeah, I think that this will be a victory for the Ravens, which will take them into the semi-finals, guaranteeing them some CDL points, which is obviously very nice. And then we've got Boston Breach versus Optic, a rematch of the the second match of the CDL season. Pretty sure it was the second match of the season. It was second or first. I think it was second. Where obviously Boston Breach with a shock victory over Optic. And yeah, this one's going to be tough. This is a really tough one to predict. Obviously, you could say I'm being a little biased here, obviously being an Optic fan, but then again, I predicted Optic to finish 6th at Champs and they won it. I'm going to go with Optic though. Obviously, you've got to also take into fact that when Optic played Boston Breach, Pred was still on the team, and that obviously could have potentially had some issues. I've done that right, haven't I? Yeah, for some reason I thought I'd done the order wrong, but I've literally got it set on my software so that, like, the order is perfect. So I don't know why I thought I'd made a mistake there. But I haven't. And then we have LA Thieves versus FaZe. Now, yeah, this one, this one for me is not as hard to predict as you would think. I'm gonna go LA Thieves 3-0. Yep, I think FaZe are gonna get swept here. Like they should have been 3-0'd online in the first week of the season. Obviously, this is online as well. By the way, if you're not aware, these minor tournaments there's 2 this season, the first split and the second split, they are online tournaments. I'm gonna go with a 3-0 to Thieves though. I just think the fact that FaZe just I mean, if FaZe had beat, if FaZe had swept, um, if FaZe had swept, reverse swept the Thieves, wow, would have been absolutely amazing, but they didn't. So yeah, I've got Thieves. I just think Thieves looked like way better than I just think the Thieves looked way better than FaZe for the entire series. But obviously Thieves were able to take the dub. So then we have Ultra versus Gentlemates, which I'm actually gonna say is gonna be a very hard game to predict. A lot of people would probably just assume Ultra will win, but I think that team on Gentlemates is a good team. It's just they haven't won a match yet. They've been quite unlucky in some circumstances. They could have easily took Thieves to a map 5, could have potentially took Optic to a map 5. Well, they did take Optic to a map 5, actually, I'm pretty sure. It was 3-2, yeah, 3-2. They've not played bad. They really haven't. But I am going to go with Ultra. I just think that the firepower of Ultra's ARs, Insight and Beans, and obviously how good Kleenex looks on this game as well, I think it'll just be a bit too much. Then, by the way, did I say my prediction for Gentlemates was 3? I should have said my prediction for Gentlemates was 3-1, the Gentlemates against Rocker. For this one, I'm going to go 3-1. And for I forgot to say my predictions for the Optic one as well, score-wise, because I'm doing a score one. So Optic, I'm going to go 3-1. And I said Royal Ravens 3-1 as well. And I said FaZe 3-0. Sorry about that. So then that leaves our semi-finals, and I think these will be pretty close. I've just found out, and whilst I've been doing this, I have been trying to find out some information as well, and it is a best of 5. It is a best of 5 for the final. So the first team that will make the final, in my opinion, in a 3-1 victory, is going to be Optic. I think Optic will take down the Royal Ravens. I think Shotzi looks amazing on this game, and so does Dashi. Obviously, Hugh's been with the team for a little bit longer now, so we'll have to see if that works out for them. And I'm hoping that Kenny's going to be able to bounce back. So I'll go Optic to beat the Ravens, 3-1. And then Thieves versus Toronto Ultra. It's really close. Oh my word, this is such a tight one. Part of me really wants to go for Ultra to win. Now, obviously, Ultra are 4-0, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're 4-0, but I might be wrong. I don't think they've lost the series yet. They definitely have now. Honestly, I tell you what, after not doing any like roundup CDL stuff on the roundup much recently, I swear my knowledge has become absolutely terrible. Right. So yeah, Toronto Ultra are um 3-1. No, not the 4-0. The 4-0. I can't even read. Toronto Ultra are 4-0. LA Thieves are 4-0. But I'm going to go with LA Thieves winning this 3-1. I just think Thieves will have a little bit too much for this Ultra team. Obviously, Ultra have beaten FaZe, but I'm going to go with for Thieves here. So we have an Optic Thieves final, which was obviously what we had at KSAN 5. KSAN Showdown. But, obviously, Optic had Pred then. The Thieves team weren't together for that long. I'm going to go 3-1 here to a team. And the first ever CDL minor tournament winners are going to be... It's going to be the Thieves. Look, I wanted to go for Optic or go for Royal Ravens or Ultra. But in my opinion, this is a... Well, no, not in my opinion. This is a... I try to be unbiased in these predictions. I think Optic have got the better half of the draw, which is why I think they'll get to the final. They have got the easier half on paper, let's be honest. And yeah, I think Thieves will take down FaZe Ultra and Optic, and if they win with beating those three teams, good on them. Obviously, a nice bonus for the players to obviously win that. The CDL points, if it was Thieves that won it, though, they're obviously already going to get champs, let's be honest. Unless something crazy happens. But yeah, that is my prediction for the minor tournament. So let me know down below who you think will win the minor tournament, and if you agree with my predictions. It is disappointing that it's only a best of 5 for a grand final. Minor tournament or not, I would have preferred it to be a best of 7. Well, that is going to be the end of this episode of the Roundup. Apologies for my knowledge not being perfect today. I'm surprised. But we'll obviously be back next week, in next week's episode, which will be on Tuesday. No, it'll be on Wednesday. It's always pretty much on a Wednesday. I don't know why I said it would be Tuesday. It's because I normally record it on Tuesday. Next week's episode will obviously be looking at our minor tournament winners. Obviously, that whoever wins will be on the thumbnail, but it's not going to be like them lifting the trophy. There ain't any trophy. You get $5,000 each. That's good enough, all right? Let's see if it is going to be an LA Thieves thumbnail. Let's see if it's someone else. But if you've enjoyed this episode of the Roundup, please do like and subscribe. It is really appreciated. Have a great new year, everyone, of course. And yeah, until next time, see you later. Bye for now.